the main thing we wanted to do today was try to come up with our draft goals, because the CAS Center the AIM Center is really excited to start helping us and providing technical assistance. And so to do that, they need to know what we think we need to work on, what our plans are. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with that now. Can you guys see that okay? See my screen anyway? Whoops, that's a little bit too big. Okay, one of the first things they wanted was for us to come up with a vision for the state. And, I know we didn't get to debrief really after the kickoff as our leadership team, but, after participating in that meeting and hearing the things that we discussed, we had kind of come up with a draft version of our vision. And I just wanted to get everybody's input on it to see if it sounded okay, what we needed to tweak, and that kind of thing. So, if you look at it, we do want to do the statewide training and technical assistance to all educators, not just special educators, to address educational equality for all learners, because the nice thing about AIM is the UDL aspect of it. It can be used for all students. And for early childhood through post-secondary, especially those with disabilities and ones who are most at risk, using AIM within a framework based on UDL. Does that vision sound okay for you guys? To you guys? And please be honest.
I think it's got enough detail and enough vagueness.
Yeah.
If you make it more concise, it would be, it might be harder to, hit the mark, but I think it hits the high points, and it gives us a goal that gives us some wiggle room to show that we've achieved it.
Okay. All right. Lisa, how about you? I can't see now. I can only see Doug.
Okay.
So, and I don't know if anybody else has joined, but what does everybody else think?
I think it looks good, and nobody else has joined us that I can see.
Okay. There, now I got you both. Okay. All right, so then we will just move right on to the next section then. Let's see, let me get back to 100%. And we really need to set some short-term goals. And I just kind of typed them down here. I can take care of putting them in the format that they want. That's not a problem. I just wanted to see, after you guys participated in your different discussions, if you agreed that these goals are where we need to start. Because I'll be honest, we haven't done as much with AIM like the last year and a half, 2 years as we should. And, our guidance document definitely needs to be updated. And the AIM Center has sent me a couple of copies of other states' guidance documents that they think are good. And we can have you guys look at it after I do those edits and act as stakeholders. But we want to also create a one-pager because we really don't have one for AIM, and just to let people know what it is, because a lot of times it comes up on the online IEP. Every time it comes up to consider it, but I have a feeling that a lot of people, even teachers, don't know what it is, much less parents. And so we wanted to get some just overall one-page information ready for them, and we wanted to update everything on our website. And we have interviewed for the state AIM specialist, and we picked a candidate, but we did that back in February. And because that position is shared with the schools for the deaf and the blind, we had to wait until they do their rifting procedure before they could offer that job to the person. So that means that they're going to do that, I think, tomorrow, hopefully. And I'm just hoping that that person hasn't taken another position, knowing that she might be rift, because we interviewed 4, and she was the only candidate that I really felt like had the overall we all felt like had the overall ability to do this position. Um, but she needs a lot of training. She wasn't sure about a lot of things. And, we have a plan in place to train her. It's just that's going to take some time. And I had hoped that the AIM Center would have someone who could train her for us, but they don't have that capability. So we have, reached out. We have some contacts in Maine. They're going to help us with that. And I know of some trainings and some other things we're going to send her to, and some resources we're going to have her research and that kind of thing. But in the meantime, that's going to be one of our main goals too, getting that person ready. And the goal is to have her ready by fall when they have the technical assistance center ready to go, to have her ready to go then. Um, and then we also wanted to obtain a baseline for Bookshare. How many counties are using Bookshare and how many students compared to the number of students who have read aloud on accommodations on their IEPs. So those were just three of the top goals that we thought we could accomplish, because what they want to know is what we think we can accomplish between now and the end of this calendar year. So we thought it's going to take a little while to get some of these things in place, but there might be some other things that came up in your all's conversations, like with the workforce development and with the early childhood that we need to consider too. I mean, were there some things that you guys thought we needed to go ahead and get on right away?
Leanne,
Mhm.
in order to better measure your goal, do you want to split number one up into three different goals?
Yeah, I mean, I'll write it out as a goal. I
Okay.
mean, that, I can do that piece. It's just those were just main things that I knew we
Mhm.
needed to update and get done. So yeah, I'll split those out because I have to anyway. Down here on their chart, they want to know,
Mhm.
they want them divided. They want to know who's going to be involved and which indicator they refer to. So I'll do all that as long as we can get the goals
Okay. And
kind of
then,
worked out.
sure, for number two, I think our goal needs to be to hire them before we train them,
Yes, definitely.
since we don't
That
have that
should
in place
work.
yet.
Yes.
I mean, if they were already on board, then I say great, but
Yes, you're exactly right.
if that person doesn't work out, you're back to
And I am so
step
worried
one.
about
So,
that because this is the third time I think that they've advertised this position. So trying to find people who are willing to, they have to be in Romney for this position. And that's a tough thing to achieve. But this person lives in Romney, this person that we interviewed.
mhm,
So that's the reason, and she's very eager. She's very anxious to learn. She has some overall assistive technology experience too, and some experience with like uh, uh, Braille Polaris devices and that kind of thing. So she's got a good start, but there are so many other things that we want her to be able to do. So that's the reason we're willing to, to work with her and try to make sure, what we have going. The other thing is, and I think we probably do need to put that in there, is develop, because we're going to do that training manual based on MTSS for providing the training and the support we're going to give for counties. Doug, was there anything in your all's discussions for workforce development? I mean, I know Jeff is chomping at the bit to be able to talk to the whole state cohort, I mean, the other states. But was there anything that came up that you think we need to address between now and the end of the year, fiscal year, I mean, the calendar year?
Aside from that first large group that we did,
Mhm.
I don't even remember what, a month ago, something like that,
Yeah.
where we had breakout, our group has not reconvened
Yeah, I
for any
think they're going to do
conversation.
it later.
Okay,
Maybe in
yeah,
April.
I honestly, I got a slew of calendar invites. I
Okay.
think they're for our schedules all the way through December. Um, when I saw this one come through, I thought it was one of the like 8 meetings that was scheduled.
Sure.
So we have not done anything. Um, I did have a question, and I probably have this written down somewhere, but would you please remind me who the three districts are?
Sure, it's the West Virginia Schools for the Deaf and Blind,
Yeah,
Lincoln County, and Wayne County.
thank.
Sure. But I do think between now and then too, they said they wanted to be on like a 3-month process of going through the AIM pilot. So that is one of the things we're going to do is walk them through that process too. Not particularly walk them through that process, but have 3 districts complete the AIM pilot. And that way it'll guide us with the goals that they have, which will affect our long-term goals. So I wanted to mention to you before I forgot, I've gotten a slew of calendar invites too, and a lot of them are for those meetings that they're having. Like this evening, there's one, like the AIM tip number 1 tonight is about the AIM pilot, but they are recording those, and I'm going to download those recordings and post them in our leadership group so you can watch them if you need to, but don't worry about trying to get on all those. I'm going to get on as many as I can, but they'll send me the link and then I'll post it. So I'll post that in the group too to let everybody know they don't have to be on all those, because it can end up being quite the commitment, that's for sure, um, trying to see all their trainings. But so do you guys think that this is enough? I mean, it looks like just like 5 goals, but it's a lot when you think about some of the pieces. Do you think this is enough for us to get started? To be, because we're looking at like the 4-year project. It's not like everything has to be completed through, phase 1 here, first year. And a lot of states are doing it. They gave me Oklahoma's to look at. They're doing it all. Everybody's doing things differently, just because of where they are in the process. They're doing a big assistive technology piece with theirs right now. So we're not there yet. Um, but that is another goal that we have. We're working right now on trying to do another assistive technology boot camp, and we want to incorporate AIM into that. So I'll go ahead and add that as a goal too. Okay. Is there anything else?
Leanne, I think you left complete out of the 5th one.
Mm. Yep, I did. And like I said, I'll go back through and edit these and put them in these tables below. And then we have to designate team members that'll be involved and all that kind of thing. So before I send this to them, I'll definitely post it and have you guys check to make sure if I put you down for anything. And I'll try to make sure that you know that. But you can see we have to just do this every year, midterm objectives and then the long term. But they told me just to work on what we need to do between now and the end of this calendar year for right now. So that's what we'll do. Um, okay. Well, if is there anything else that you guys think we need to discuss or know, like from your breakout sessions? Was there anything that Lisa, I know you mentioned the fact that you were glad that we had such a big early childhood team, and that is really good. They are supposed to send us notes from their meetings, and Doug, you'll go to the workforce development one. I think you're invited for that one. Um, and they're supposed to meet with all the other states at that point, and they'll have targeted discussions. Um, so, as we get information that comes back from those, it'll be good to be able to tweak things as we need to. So, um, well, I mean, these are the main things I wanted to to get finished for today. Um, so, if you guys think that these goals look okay and the vision statement looks okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording and I'll work on these drafts and repost them and have you guys make comments on them. But I just don't want to hold you on here, just to be talking if there's nothing else we need to address. So, and as I send out the final, not the finalized draft, but the revised draft, if you think of something in the meantime, just be sure and add it. It's not a problem. It's the reason I'm sending it out again. So, okay. Well, thank you guys for your time. And like I said, I'm sorry for the late notice for this, but I was just trying to get things in there before we got stuck because I kept thinking if I wait one more week, we're going to be really far behind. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being on, and I'm going to stop the recording now and um,